There were several things I was asked to address, and I have a few things to present. I'm going to go a little bit out of order because Sasha's still here. There was asked about the PeopleSoft transition, if we would be paying part-time faculty extra to learn that. And upon consultation with Sasha Chesak and Jerry, and learning more information, the administration will not be providing extra stipends. So I'd like for Sasha to say a few words and Jerry to do that. Sasha, can you go first? I know you have another meeting to attend. Are you still there, Sasha?
Yeah, I'm right here. Hello, everybody. So the part that I want to talk about was not specifically about, I want to talk about kind of the nature of the work of instruction. And so as in faculty, as we know, instruction responsibilities encompass just a lot of different tasks. And when we're doing our work, we balance all those tasks during each semester. And sometimes unexpected things happen that would require sometimes for us to dedicate more time toward one thing versus another. Sometimes we might have a new prep, and we would dedicate a little bit more time to that new prep, and which, and then we would balance our time accordingly. So as we provide more time toward one thing, we might kind of naturally pull back on some of the other things. So in this case, as just in case with just a variety of new tasks that we have, faculty dedicate some time toward learning my SDSU. And we'll spend a little bit less time doing some of the other tasks. Now, if any faculty, just like with anything else, have difficulty in balancing their time, whether it's with my SDSU or anything else, such as when we were learning Canvas and we were moving from, what was that other one, Blackboard? We need to engage our mentoring networks. In order to support us. This might be CTL, department chair, just a variety of folks in our mentor network that we would use in order to make sure that we can get our work done. So that was what I had to share.
And Jerry, would you like to provide your perspectives given the work that you've done in this area?
Yeah, thanks very much, Provost. And for the Senate, I was asked to investigate if there was a practice either on campus or in the system of compensation in this area. So certainly not the history of SDSU. The new system rollout has led to compensated training. We went back and asked the system across the 22 campuses that did similar implementations in the past if any campuses had done this. That was not the case. We then asked if there was any practice inside the system for new systems, like the common human resource system, which is being rolled out on some other campuses. That will come to SDSU probably in about a year if there was any compensation that was offered. And the answer from the system was this was not a practice that had been encouraged. Back to you, Provost.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue, then I'll take questions at the end. The other thing is that on faculty salary inversion, we are working on that. We are running the analysis. As you know, the president addressed faculty salary inversion in 2018, and we did that in 2019, and then COVID came. So we are looking at this year. We're hoping to complete the analysis, and then we will consult with the CFA. My timeline for that would probably be late January or sometime in February, so that we could look at salary inversion. So our goal is to get that done and to address those issues with salaries. There was another issue raised about the graduate professional fee, and we alerted HR to this issue that some staff in several units were having to pay for that. And we connected with the CEO. They will be reaching out to the person who raised that question. I think that issue will be resolved by this week. There was a concern there. The other thing is that we are in the process of conducting our faculty searches for the year. We've already filled 4 searches have already been complete. I've already notified NOLA that for next year, we're going to start earlier, and that we will have, I will be announcing to the deans tomorrow, having the retreat with the deans and the members of the Senate in April so they can do that. What we've done now is we're required to consult with the Senate. They actually participate and vote in that process. So they're not only being consulted with, they're being, they participate in that area. There was concerns raised about the Montezuma publishing, and we're trying to set up a meeting with the individuals who've raised that concern at this graduate council so that we can make progress on that. And Madhavi has a few comments on an update on Curriculog and WASC, where we're at with our reaffirmation. Madhavi?
You're muted, Madhavi.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, Provost Ochoa, and thank you all for your time today. I promise to be very quick. I just wanted to say that happily, WASC has approved our thematic pathway for reaffirmation plan. We were one of only 6 institutions to be approved for that plan, and so that will make the process of reaffirmation considerably easier. It will be easier than it would have had we to do a full review. We also the committee presented 2 themes to the Council of Vice Presidents. Both were approved. And so we will be writing our report, our narrative around our efforts in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and our efforts to increase access and student success to students in the community. And so that was positive. All of this is due by May. And so I'm sure I'll have hopefully more updates that are positive as well. With regards to curriculum, today we will shut down Curriculog today. We had thought that maybe we would leave it open till February, but happily that will not be necessary. And I actually really want to thank all the curriculum committees, all the chairs of those curriculum committees, and the CAA staff. As you may recall, last year we had 400 curriculum proposals, but at this point in time, there were 135 that were left over that had to be rolled over into next year and re-entered. This year, we had 560 proposals, but we only have 24 that have not made it through the cycle. And so we will re-enter those 24. The originators will need to re-enter those 24 so they can be the point of contact. But we felt that keeping Curriculog open for 2 more months until the next Senate meeting, that was much more detrimental to our advisors because of course they won't have a catalog for 2 additional months there. And so we're going to shut it down today, but we're really happy that some of the kinks with Curriculog have been worked out. And going forward next year, the minor modifications, the new workflow should make this process even smoother still. Thank you.
And I would like to add that the 2 thematic themes were made from the task force that had many faculty representatives, and Nola, you're on that committee. So that was the leadership accepted the recommendation where we did have significant input from faculty. So that was a voice coming from that voice. I'll keep it brief, Nola, because I know the meeting's gone long, but I just want to touch highlights on that and then see if I can clarify any questions on that.
Okay, thank you. We do have one hand raised. Senator Sherman.
Thank you, Chair. I just had a follow-up question on the first thing that was reported out, and thank you for your reports. In terms of my SDSU and workload and SDSU not compensating for that or not seeing it appropriate to compensate for that, I think I just probably misunderstood what was said, but and maybe you could just clarify, AVP Chisnick or someone else. I thought it was said that, you know, sometimes when we have new training, we pull back on some tasks so we can divert attention to this new task. And I get that, but I'm just wondering what tasks specifically we would be able to pull back on and spend less time on. And again, I might have misunderstood, but what task would we pull back on? Because the lecturers are already only paid for contracted hours. So will we pull back on class prep, on writing letters of recommendation for our students, on meeting with and helping our students? I'm just wondering if you could outline some specific tasks that could be pulled back on. And I'm sorry if I misunderstood what was said, and thank you.
Sasha, are you there? I know he was going to have to go to another meeting. Since I don't think he's on right now, Savannah, so if it's okay, I'll have him circle back with you and I will have him follow up with you because I don't want to speak for what the words he said, but I will have him follow back with you if that's okay.
I would
We had
appreciate
another
it.
meeting. Yeah, I'll have him follow up.
Okay, because yeah, it's been a couple
Sure.
months that we've been asking for clarification on this. So I do appreciate us finally getting an answer, and
Mhm.
thank you for following up.
No problem. And I'm not the world's expert in technology. I would say that's my one of my weakness areas. So I want to get a context of what's been past practice, but I will have Sasha Chesa get back with you. I know he had another meeting to go to, so he stayed extra and postponed the other meeting so he could talk today. But I'll have to make sure he gets back with you.
Thank you, and we'll make sure it's brought back to the Senate too. Okay, so with the next hand up is Senator Camper.
I thought mine was
And Nico
next.
was
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, whoever's.
I thought-
Sorry, Nola.
I see it listed. Sorry, Aniko,
It's
didn't
okay.
understand.
I think it's Aniko and then Marissa and then Camper and then Jerome. That's the line I see.
I don't see. Thank you.
Is that okay?
No, please go ahead, Aniko.
Okay. So my question is really independent from your report.
Mhm.
And I apologize that I don't have my camera today. I really do apologize. It seems not to be working. I think it's just tired of the semester. So, but anyway, or maybe the pandemic. Anyhow, my question really is related to something that was brought to my attention the past few days, and that is with the new system. We seem to have a discrepancy in the student evaluations when they are submitted. In earlier times, the student evaluations were submitted before the students could get the grades. But now with the new system, it seems that it's parallel, which means
Mhm.
that they can look at the grades and then submit the evaluations. I think it has really very strong implications, especially for lecturers and more vulnerable faculty with vulnerable positions in terms of, associate professors and promotion and all that. So where, student evaluations are really pertinent. So my question was,
Yes.
Can we change the time to
Mhm.
back where it was? If not, who made that decision that it would be at this time? Because it really kind of like leads to grade inflation. And is that what the university wants to do? Is that what the underlying kind of like?
Thank you for bringing
Questions.
that up. Under
you.
no circumstances would we ever promote grade inflation under these circumstances.
Right.
For semester. I want to be very clear. I think that
Yes.
would challenge
Thank
our
you.
integrity to do that.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
issue
Thank you.
That issue came to me just yesterday.
Okay.
And I know that Joanna and Jerry have worked on a solution to that because that just surfaced to me late yesterday. So Jerry and Joanna, would you like to talk about that issue? Because I'm not the PeopleSoft person, to say the least. But Joanna, are you here? And Jerry? I know I see Jerry, but Joanna, are you here?
I am here.
Okay, so I'll let
Great.
you, because I
Thank
know
you.
Joanna called me yesterday and we're working on this as the issues arise. So
Yeah, I'm
Jerry,
happy.
Joanna, I'll let you answer that question because that's definitely in your area. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to lead off the answer in this issue. So as we moved away from the legacy web portal, one of the things that we needed to replace was the evaluation tool that we have for course evaluations. We ran a pilot last spring, selected successfully a tool called Explorance Blue. And as we were getting ready to launch the evaluation cycle, we came to the understanding that one of the things that PeopleSoft natively will not support is not releasing the student's ability to view grades on a particular date. The way that Web Portal had been designed is not that we withheld students from being able to see their grades until evaluations were completed, but if students wanted to see their grades early before they posted on the official end of semester date, they were allowed to do that if they had worked on their course evaluations. Most of those grades do exist in Canvas right now before they're uploaded. So this has been an issue that has been something that the university has had in the background for all of the time, just system being a little different. We did have conversations with the Office of the Provost about this concern raised by Cal faculty and others. There was a communication that went to campus, I believe at about 1:45 or 2 p.m. today, clarifying that for this cycle, we will run evaluations from December the 13th to the 20th to mitigate the risk of this being a problem. Moving forward in the next semester, we'll do additional programming that'll be necessary to restore the same sort of functionality that was there before. So that's the accommodation to this appropriate concern right now. Joanna, I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to add.
Just briefly, I'd add that and hello, Eniko, I'll add the message went out to your deans, associate deans, chairs, and directors about 1:30, so it should be working its way through.
Okay.
And the other thing is, surveys will close on the 20th.
Okay.
If you would like to submit your grades on or after the 21st, you may do so with the assurance that they will not impact your survey.
Sounds great. Thank
Okay.
you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course.